The biggest one of all has got to be between Homestead and Carroll. The Chargers host the Spartans this time around. Carroll's won 5 in a row in this matchup, halting an even longer Homestead streak in the years building up to that. Tonight, the Chargers have their foot on the gas right out of the break. Gabe Freisinger, to his favorite target, Jaden Van Pelt, that's down on the 1-yard line, and that's going to give the Chargers the chance to punch it in with the run game. This is Asher Wagner. He knocks it in right there. 7-0 lead for the Chargers on that opening possession. Next possession for Carroll, and again, Freisinger drops back. He airs it deep again, and guess who's on the other end? It's Van Pelt. He outpaces his defender, backpedals his way into the end zone, make that 14-0 Chargers. Homestead's next drive ends in a pick six. That bell rung a lot tonight. Things starting to get away from the Spartans. Now they're trying to challenge in the end zone, and again, who else? Jaden Van Pelt. All over the place tonight. He finished with 166 yards just on offense, not to mention his defensive contributions. Wagner would score twice as well, and Carroll defends home turf in blowout fashion, 49-0 for the Chargers. Also tonight, it's a battle of the Bishops. Dwenger taking last year's matchup in a low-scoring battle, but Lure's able to get on the board first this year. That is a 1-yard score on 4th down from Braden Migrant. Now the Knights tie this one up shortly before the half. And then in the closing moments of the half, Dwenger looking for a response, and they get it. Henry Jordan connecting with Max Jordan. The Jordan-Jordan combo works. Dwenger goes up by 7 at half. Then in the third, Saints keeping their foot on the gas. This is another 4th down play. A.J. Shefferly rumbles into the end zone. Dwenger wins this one 27-7, and the Saints could earn a share of the conference title as soon as next week. Next, to Northside at Southside we go. The 100th totem pole game. Northside plants the flag at midfield pregame. That gets the Archers riled up. First quarter now, no score into game action. Senior Kevin Pittman with the sack for Southside, and that's going to push the Legends backwards. But a few plays later for Northside, Jaden Rivers to Malik Moore. We've seen this combo all season. We'll see it even more. Over the middle, into the end zone for the score. Legends go up 7-0. That's already more points than they had in last year's totem pole game. Later in the quarter, Southside trying to answer, but it's a sack for the Legends this time with Race Kenley Castley on the stop. In the end, the Legends come away with this victory. Northside will keep the totem pole for the 8th year in a row. Now, to Spooler Stadium we go for the last Northrop-Snyder matchup, where these two teams will have to share a home field. Snyder hasn't lost to their rivals since the turn of the century, but down 21 at half, they're at risk of losing that streak. This touchdown run by Braylon Burton certainly helps. Chipping away at the deficit here in the third quarter, the Panthers are on the board. But Northrop's air attack just so strong this season. David Callison finds Jackson Robinson, falls forward into the end zone. That makes it a 28-7 game after the PAT is blocked, but through the uprights, believe it or not. Northrop beats their rival for the first time since 1999. They defend home turf from the visitor sideline for likely the final time before Snyder gets their own stadium. Finally, in the SAC, it's Wayne hosting Concordia, someone guaranteed to get their first victory of the season in this one. Late in the second quarter, Generals 7-6 lead after the TD is negated by a penalty, but 2 plays earlier. This time, the Generals' Jace White finds Tyree Eldridge for the score, 14-6 their lead. Then on the ensuing kickoff, the Generals' luck keeps on rolling. Concordia will get a decent return here as you take a look, working their way up the field, but that hit knocks the ball loose. The Generals fall on it in their own territory. Concordia does do a good job making sure that this one stays competitive into the half. Jack Crocker gets to the quarterback, brings him down. It's 14-6 at halftime. In the end, though, the Cadets get that second half comeback. Hold on to win this one in a thriller, 21-20. Big first win for Concordia. Moving over to the NE8 now, and East Noble looks to defend its home field atop the conference standings as well. It's C-City. This evening, we begin in the second quarter. Columbia City leading 3-0, and the Knights, Riley Biddle looking for someone to throw to, and he finds Alexander Phillips. That is going to give them the lead in this one. But on the next kickoff, Gavin Smith is going to catch this one on the 20-yard line, and he starts running. And then he keeps running. and he keeps on going. Too fast for that East Noble defense. He takes this one 80 yards all the way. A kick return touchdown. What a play for Gavin Smith. The Eagles go up 10-7. East Noble now. They're on the goal line. Riley Biddle, he's going to take this himself in for the touchdown after the PAT. The Knights have the lead 14-10, but in the end, too much for the Eagles, and they will run away with this one, 41-10. Checking in on the stream now from Huntington, the Vikings hosting the Leo Lions. Early on in this one, all Lions, they get the party started early with this one, the old hook and ladder play. This goes 45 yards to the house, early 7-0 lead. Fast forward to our next play that we've got here, up 3 touchdowns already, and make it 4. That is Nathan Foster. He finds Pater. He has been key for the Lions all year. 28-0 at halftime. The Vikings say not so fast, though, because they take this lead down to 14, less than 4 minutes to go, and Lathan James finds Christian Jemison, who slips in to cut the lead down to just 1 score, but just not enough time for Huntington to come all the way back as Leo holds on 35-28. Around the conference, the DeKalb Barons add another win to their impressive first season under Ryan Robertson, downing Norwell 42-0. Then New Haven back in the win column with the victory in Decatur, 45-22 there. Next stop, the ACAC, where the scrappy underdog Southern Wells squad is hosting the juggernaut Adams Central. Can David beat Goliath this time? Well, the Jets are undefeated for a reason. Already up 7-0. QB keeper from Jamison Roach, and he's going to take it into the house for another 6. Later in the quarter, the handoff to receiver Brayland Reber, and he can do it himself as well. 88 yards on this one. The senior takes it all the way, makes it a 21-0 lead. The Knights get a late score to hold off the shutout, but Adams Central still rolls to victory. 48-7, stays undefeated on the year. Elsewhere in the conference, Bluffton on the road against Heritage. Heritage's defense sets the tone early, though. Take a look as we've got Lucas Weber jumping in front of this ball, and he's going to hold on to it. That is a pick. Heritage looking good here, trying to hand Bluffton their first loss, but just 3 plays later, and Bluffton returns the favor. A pick of their own, this one from Elijah Birch, coming away with this one, setting up Bluffton with great field position. And unlike Heritage, the Tigers take advantage of that early takeaway. Cooper Craig from 10 yards out. Bluffton strikes first in this one, and that would be just the first of many for the Tigers. Later in this quarter, still 7-0. Bluffton has the ball. Axton Best rolls out. He's waiting, he's looking, he's waiting, he's looking. Finally lobs it up into the air. That is caught. That is a touchdown. Tigers double their lead. Bluffton ends up running away with this one, 35-0. It also means next week's matchup with AC, an undefeated battle now for the conference title. Also tonight, South Adams gets back in the win column, beating Jay County big, and then we've got a non-conference duel between Woodland and Prairie Heights. The Warriors close out this one 30-6. Now the Panthers of Prairie Heights, they're already out of the mix for a conference title in the NECC. In fact, both the big and small divisions of the conference could be locked up tonight, depending on results. So let's find out. West Noble picking up the win over Lakeland, clinching the NECC Big Division title, a perfect 4-0 in division play. They stampede the Lakers. Garrett needs overtime, but they beat Fairfield tonight. And then Angola hosting a red-hot and super talented Andrean squad. The 59ers roll to victory there. Now to the small division. Churubusco makes it back-to-back small division titles. The Eagles pick up the whopping 62-3 victory over Central Noble. Then Eastside and Fremont in a race for second. The Blazers come out 42-13. Now let's take a quick run through the TRC, where Rochester dominates Northfield and Wabash cannot handle Northwestern and Kokomo. Southwood then travels to Peru, where the Knights slay the Tigers 30-14. And in the NLC, Wawasee hosts Northridge with the home team coming out on top. And Warsaw challenged Mishawaka. The Tigers can't win this one, though. Mishawaka wins 42-21. Lastly, it's Blackhawk Christian hosting Irvington Prep at Zollner Field. We got video from this one as Blackhawk looking to pick up just their second win of the season. Opening drive, and Jordan Caldwell looks to throw deep, but it's Ty Ford picking him off. Picked off by Adam Albrecht. Now, setting up the easy run for Chip Bennett. He spins into the end zone. And next play here, Bennett goes again. This kid cannot be stopped. All the way to the house, 30 yards untouched. And then he's back in the end zone. In the end, Blackhawk Christian picks this one up big, 66-0, their first multi-win season since they formed just 3 years ago.